Get out. No. Go. What do you say on the bed? I'm full. I'm full. I'm full. This is just like sometimes, dog. Sometimes, bro, you just can't like do shit. Hello. Um. Stomach. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Thank you. Like, goodbye. Have you ever met somebody that you're like, yeah, I seen this fucking movie and it was awesome. But they're like, not only did I see the movie, but I went to the screening and then like my friend, like, you know what I mean, like, was this, and that. You ever met somebody that's just like a one-upper? Do you think that they mean to be one-uppers? Because it's really annoying. It's like a big one-upper. Hey! You could be like, well, I'm going to school for like skydiving, and they'll be like, yeah, well, I skydived like 3 times over Kilimanjaro. You know what I'm talking about? And then you go into it, is it the receiver or the giver's problem? Is it the bragger or the non-bragger's problem? What is like? What is it? What makes somebody have to feel like? You know, you can just say it. You can just be like, the person can be like, I went skydiving. I'm learning how to skydive. You can be like, oh yeah, you know, that's great. Like, do you enjoy it? And they can be like, yeah, I really enjoy it because this, and that. You can be like, yeah, you enjoy it because it makes you feel cool, like, free. And you wish you had wings, and they'd be like, yeah, that, and you'd be like, well, this one time I went skydiving over, as a matter, you know, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be immediately like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's annoying, bro. Like, I get it. Like, I get that there's something inside that makes you feel like whatever you do isn't good enough. I get that. I get that. But, like, how about figure out a way to be insecure without, like, trying to steal other people's, like, light a little bit? I'm just saying. I don't like it. And I've been trying to like explain it to myself, like, what is that? I don't know what that is. Like, it's not that I don't enjoy the person. Like, a person's like, you know, whatever, you know, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? But when you gotta just like do all of that, it just makes me feel like maybe you have something going on where you need to do you know what I'm saying? I don't like it, and there's a lot of people like that, and it's just like when they do that, the hardest thing is to figure out how to work with that person. You know, because like you want to be in the moment and talk about things, but nothing is really ever talking. It feels like it's a battle. I don't like that. Like, I always want to be able to tell you something cool that I did, and I don't give a fuck if your friend of another friend did it and, like, knows a person. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, let me go ride my unicorn without you knowing somebody that breeds them. Like, go fuck off with your shit. Like, can I have a moment? It's fine, and I don't know. I don't want to do that. That's all I know, is that I don't want to do that. Yeah. No. It's just weird. It's like an analyzation of, like, you know, it's just like realizing, like, I guess I've never been able to put it into words before. What, like, to me, like, I didn't never get it. You know, like, what it is, like, to be able to explain, like, that person, you know? And, like, it's just like an analyzation of, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's, you know, like, it's a good friend, and, you know, like, I don't want to sit there and be an asshole. And I don't want to feel like I'm the asshole. And they're not an asshole. I just need to know what is going on that I don't get or that I don't vibe with. And I don't vibe with the one-upping shit. I really don't. And, like, and it's cool. Like, I feel like if they need to talk to someone, like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like they have a lot of talking to do already. So, like, if you want to talk to somebody, like, I get it, dog, but, like, you don't have, you know what I mean? Like, your stories are good enough to be told, like, a little bit later. Yes, I don't like it. Like, I want to hear your story. And the situation could determine it. Like, if I'm at a party, I'm all like, yeah, dude, I went to the dance floor. They're like, yeah, I went to the dance floor too. You think I'm fucking... And then we gotta go over here. Like, it's different. Like, if I can vibe out with you in the moment, you know what I mean? We're like, if we're going somewhere, like, yeah, dude, like, I did that too. Like, we should go and enjoy it together. Look, like, here, I can, like, show you. Then it's different. But, like, if you're just sitting there and then, like, you have a lot to say and then I don't see you for a few weeks or months and then it's just, like, the same shit over again, like, that's great. It's great that you live a life that you feel like that's, like, what at that point? What do you feel like that at that point? Like, what is it? That you're better than me? Or that you want me to, and this could be all psychological and like on the inside for my personal things. And it's cool, like, and maybe because maybe I don't feel like what I'm doing is good enough. But at the end of the day, it's like, I just vibe out, dog. And, like, if I'm trying to talk to you about something, like, can I not, like, it cool. You know what I mean? Like, just, like, don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, like, and if you want to do it, like, there's a way to lead into it. Conversation. Practice it. Just like I explained it. I said this. You acknowledge that I've been there and that I've done it and did it. And then you lead into like, hey, well, I did this and that. You know what I mean? And then it's not a battle. It's like I related to you and I get it. And guess what? I have something to bring to the table with that subject. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, there's a way to word it. And I think that a lot of people struggle on the thing of, like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And just, like, maybe I'm an overthinker, bro, but, like, at the end of the day, like, figure it out. Like, read the room. You know what I mean? Or don't even read it. Like, figure yourself out, bro. Like, fucking, you know, like, your brain, we all know that we're humans and that we're smart. And you don't have to prove it to me in fucking 10 minutes of a conversation that I started about. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to prove to me anything. Just, like, just vibe out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, just chill. Does that make any sense? Yeah. Well, it could work both ways. That's why I'm not like, you know what I mean? You know, it could be that it could be a me thing, it could be a them thing, it could just be like I'm not the only person that I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels that way. But like, is it a us thing? Or is it them? Like, or is it just like a human thing? Or is it something that we all need to work out collectively together? Is it like, because that's like what the you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But all I know is I don't like it. And that's okay not to like something. Boundaries. If you're not able to voice your boundaries to somebody else, sometimes you are not in a situation where you're going to, like, it's not, you know, not going to be awkward. You know what I mean? If you're just like, hey, you know what, this, and that's my boundary. You just know it inside of yourself, like, hey, I can probably only take this person in doses. Or, hey, you know what, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you got your own boundaries that they don't even need to be voiced. You just know them. You know what I mean? Like that's my friend, but that's, like, not, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm fucking, it's not girls' night. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you got your small dose friends, and then you got your big dose friends. And you have people you vibe out a lot with, and then you have people that, you know, have good things to contribute to your being on this earth that you don't need to necessarily be around a lot. Or even really, like, appreciate their, you know what I I mean? Like, it's just like, if they're not being, if you're not being, if they're not being toxic to you, and it's literally just a situation where, like, you're friends, but, like, you just can't deal with them, then that's fine. That's just your personality. And, like, you can take them in small doses, and that's okay. That's okay to take friends in small doses. Not everybody is going to be like you know what I'm talking about. But you also need to understand that, like, if you're going to give that energy up, they've got to be willing to, like, be able to give some of their energy up. You know what I mean? And that's what friendship is. It's like listening, and then, like, you know what I mean? Even if it's weeks or months, it's like, hey, how are you doing? And then, like, fucking do. You know what I mean? And fucking, and then da. And if you guys are close together, maybe you guys go out for lunch. You know what I'm talking about? It's not like, it can get confused real quick. And that's why you need to be careful on who you choose to spend your energy with, because that shit ain't cheap. And you know what? They want to say that, oh, well, yeah, whatever. No, because the TV and the media and all of your shows and music, they all want your energy. It's all of your time spent. So, fuck if I don't want to fucking spend my fucking 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes somewhere where I don't fucking want to be. You know what I mean? Like, real simple at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody gives up their energy not even knowing that it's actually kind of, like, important not to just be like running around with it like it's just something that you should just be giving out. I make a lot of bad decisions, you know what I mean? I probably should have went out with JJ. Or, like, try to meet. I'd probably fucking, you know what I mean? Like, 3 o'clock. Like, I should have been like, oh, if it's gonna end then, I should just, like, let it, you know what I mean? But I wanted to go to a party, and, you know what I mean? And fucking, but what I could have did is just, like, probably went to fucking bed, and then woke up and, like, maybe worked on trying to figure out how I can make some money. You know what I mean? But instead, I didn't go to bed until 6 o'clock this morning because of all this and this and this and this and that. That really didn't need my energy at the end of the day. It didn't need it. But I put myself there. But you get what I'm saying? Anytime that you're doing something, you're using not only physical but mental. Waking up in the morning, you gotta get out of bed. It's physical, but before you even get out of bed, you gotta get yourself ready for the day. Maybe you like to check your Instagram. Maybe you're somebody that wakes up like 2 hours before work and you read a fucking book. Maybe you're that person. You know, whatever you do, dude. It's about spending your energy and having a balance on where you want to go into the register and, like, spend money, and you spend it and they give you change back. Well, that you give your money that you make using your energy, you give it $20, you only need $10 in gas. Guess what? They're giving you $10 back. It's an investment, and you actually got something back. It's not that you had to give everything. In your head, you wanted to save that $10 for something. So, like, maybe look at your energy and your time in the same way. And fuck whoever thinks that if you want to spend 2 hours in the fucking bathroom for your mental health, then fucking do it. Whatever it is, dude. But it's balance. You also gotta spend 2 hours doing something that you don't want to fucking do. And unfortunately, we spend 8 hours of the day, most of us doing a lot of what we would not necessarily think aligns with our true natural being of who we are. And that's our job. But it's not that we hate our job, it's just that it's our job. You know what I mean? It doesn't align to who, and you know what I'm saying? But you gotta go and spend 8 hours of your energy and your time, 8 hours of your life every single day. Realize that. You're spending 8 hours of your life, 5 days a week, maybe even more. Maybe you're working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, every single day, 5 days a week, 365 days a year. And you're, for what? At the end, on your deathbed, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna say, like, maybe you spent your money in the right way. Maybe what you did in your life brought you happiness. But for me, you know what I mean? I've got to have a real clean idea of where the fuck it's going. Because I ain't spending not 8 hours being somewhere I don't want to be. Straight up. 8 hours of my life, 360. Like, oh, well, we got to cut off the fucking weekends off the fucking whatever. But you know what I'm talking about? You're not even allowed to go and like practice. You want to read a book? Guess what? You got to wake up 2 hours early in the morning to read your book. You got to sit there and immediately get home and read your book. You can't sit there and read your book all day because you are not allowed. Maybe some people are and they can make money. But like, you're not allowed to just be yourself every single fucking day, all the hours of the day, unless you're a YouTube creator or you're like an actor or an actress. But at the single day, they're fucking playing a different role. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who do you think? Everybody works. Actors, actresses, lawyers, the president, probably Congress. They all have a fucking job. Not everybody wants to wake up and do what they want to do, but you know what it is like it not being completely horrible. And you'll know when it's completely horrible. Then you gotta get the fuck out. You know what I mean? But like when it's not completely horrible, then you're chilling. But you also need to know that there's always progression in anything that you're doing. If there's something that you find interesting, maybe go and take a class in it. You know what I mean? But that's why life sucks so much, because you probably don't have time and energy that is given up first. It's just people that don't even give a fuck about you at the end of the day. You clock in and you clock out. So like it's hard, but there's people that do it, and whatever. But time and energy is very important, so don't just like fucking go around just giving it to everybody, because they really don't need it. And at the end of the day, they're either gonna like you or they're not gonna like you. If you say, hey, you know what, I'm not ready to, just like fucking Chop said to me, he's like, you know what, I don't want to fucking hang out today with anybody. I need to get my shit together. Great. He decided he wanted, you know what I mean? Like, know where to spend your energy and your time, and don't just give it up wherever the fuck you think it feels right at the moment, because it might end up not being the right situation. You might end up fucked over, and then you're gonna feel bad because you just went in there with good intentions to just have fun, and then now here you are fucked over. And it's not your fault. It's just about just making good decisions. You know what I'm talking about? But everybody can be wrong. And I think that motherfucker stole my motherfucking lighter, dog. I'm trying to get it back. The one thing about clippers is they're convenient with their little pokers and their little things, but they don't last very long. They don't last. The little flint that they have in there does not last long at all. So when you buy your little clipper, just know that like you enjoy it for a little bit. Yeah, it's over. It's a bad lighter. The hemp wicks are good. They're good. You still need to light it somehow. Just fucking up my thumb. Alright, well, I gotta wake up in like a few hours. What time is it? I don't know. But I've gotta wake up in a few hours. I can't smoke another bowl with you guys because we're all fucking screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed. You gotta get on the thing. Get on it. It's nothing but like, okay, like a fucking, you know what I'm talking about? I left him, brought him here until he could get picked up. That's not what was supposed to happen. That is not what was supposed to happen. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Okay, well, bye. I don't care. Okay, see you later. Have a good one. Thank you for showing up.